What if I told you that the world's most luxurious city was once just a small fishing village with no water, no roads, and nothing but endless desert? A place so barren that even the British Empire saw no value in developing it. Yet today, it stands as a gleaming metropolis that has left behind cities across the globe. This is the incredible story of Dubai, and trust me, what happened next will blow your mind. Picture this. The year is 1820. Where Dubai's towering skyscrapers now pierce the clouds, there was nothing but a tiny fishing village. The scorching desert stretched endlessly in every direction. There were no roads, no buildings, no infrastructure, just a handful of fishermen trying to make a living from the harsh waters of the Persian Gulf. This small settlement wasn't even independent. It was controlled by the Abu Dhabi Sultanate, just another forgotten corner of the Arabian Peninsula. But something was about to change that would set the stage for one of history's most remarkable transformations. In 1833, a man named Sheikh Maktoum bin made a decision that would alter the course of history. He broke away from Abu Dhabi and declared this small fishing village an independent state. He became the founder of Dubai, and remarkably, his family still rules Dubai today, nearly 200 years later. But here's where the story gets interesting. In 1853, the British Empire, which was ruling most of the world at that time, needed a safe passage from London to Bombay. The route through this region was perfect, but there was one major problem. Pirates and raiders were constantly attacking British ships. The British did what they did best. They made a deal. They signed a truce agreement with all the local rulers, including Dubai, promising them protection in exchange for safe passage. This region became known as the Trucial States, with Dubai as one of the key players. Now you might think the British would develop this strategic location, but here's the twist. They didn't. Dubai was just a crossing point for them, nothing more. The British saw only desert and assumed there was no profit to be made. Little did they know, they were missing out on what would become one of the world's most valuable pieces of real estate. During this period, Dubai's economy was primarily built around two activities: pearl diving and fishing. The pearl trade was particularly lucrative, with Dubai's pearls being sought after in markets across India and Europe. Local divers would spend months at sea, diving to dangerous depths to collect oysters, hoping to find valuable pearls inside. But this prosperity was fragile. The pearl industry faced a devastating blow in the 1930s when the Japanese developed cultured pearls, making natural pearls less valuable. This economic shock forced Dubai to look for alternative sources of income, though it would be decades before a clear path forward emerged. For over a century, Dubai remained largely unchanged. It was still considered nothing more than a village, while the British focused their attention elsewhere. Everything changed in 1958 when Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed became the ruler of Dubai. This man had a vision that seemed impossible to everyone around him. After visiting Europe in 1959, he was amazed by the infrastructure and development he witnessed there. When he returned to Dubai, Sheikh Rashid made an announcement that shocked everyone. He would transform Dubai from a village into a world-famous trading, transport, and finance hub. People thought he had lost his mind, but Sheikh Rashid understood something that others couldn't see. Dubai was positioned perfectly in the Persian Gulf, right between Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. More importantly, this location connected Asia, Africa, and Europe, the three major continents of global trade. His first move was brilliant, yet risky. Dubai had a natural creek where small boats could dock, but large ships couldn't enter. Sheikh Rashid invested every penny he had, and even took massive loans, to deepen and widen this creek. Everyone criticized him for this decision. The project seemed too expensive for such a small place. But when the work was completed, something magical happened. Big ships started arriving in Dubai for the first time in history. The marketplace near the creek began thriving, and Dubai started earning money like never before. Then came 1966. The year that changed everything. Oil was discovered in Dubai. You might think this was the moment Dubai became rich, but here's the shocking truth. Dubai found very little oil compared to its neighbors. While other Gulf countries were swimming in oil wealth, Dubai's reserves were limited. But Sheikh Rashid saw this as an opportunity, not a problem. He made a statement that has become legendary. "My grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes. My son drives a Land Rover. His son will drive a Land Rover, but his son will ride a camel again." Sheikh Rashid understood that oil wouldn't last forever. Instead of building palaces and living lavishly like other oil-rich rulers, he invested every single dirham from oil revenues back into infrastructure. People called him crazy, but he was building the foundation for something unprecedented. By 1971, Dubai had joined 6 other kingdoms to form the United Arab Emirates, but Sheikh Rashid's vision was just beginning to take shape. He understood that ships traveling around the world needed ports for refueling and cargo handling, and Dubai's location was perfect for this. In 1972, he built Port Rashid. The success was immediate. Ships from around the world started making Dubai a regular stop. But Sheikh Rashid didn't stop there. In 1979, he constructed Port Jebel Ali, which became the largest port in the entire Middle East, and remains so even today. But here comes the move that nobody saw coming. The decision that would make Dubai a global powerhouse. When all these ports were ready and ships were flowing in, instead of increasing taxes to make more money, Sheikh Rashid did the opposite. He declared the entire Jebel Ali area a tax-free zone. No import duties, no export duties, no manufacturing taxes, completely free. This decision was a game changer. Suddenly, Dubai became everyone's favorite route for international trade. Within a few years, 24% of Dubai's entire GDP was coming from this single decision. Meanwhile, Sheikh Rashid noticed that Pakistan International Airlines was dominating air travel in the region because Pakistan's location made it a perfect stopover point. He wanted to capture this business for Dubai. In 1985, Dubai launched its own airline, Emirates. They invested heavily, buying the best aircraft and providing superior service. Gradually, they diverted the entire aviation business from Pakistan to Dubai. Emirates didn't just compete with other airlines. It eventually surpassed them all to become one of the world's leading carriers. By the 1990s, Dubai was already earning substantial money from trade and aviation. But Sheikh Rashid had an even bigger vision. He realized that people were coming to Dubai for business, and if he could make them want to stay longer and return for pleasure, the economic impact would be enormous. This is when Dubai's journey toward becoming a tourist destination began. The strategy was simple, yet brilliant. Create facilities so luxurious and spectacular that people from around the world would travel to Dubai just to experience them. The construction of grand hotels began, and Dubai's hospitality sector started booming, but tourists still weren't coming in the numbers Sheikh Rashid had envisioned. Something was missing. The solution was glamour, taking everything that was impressive anywhere in the world and making it bigger, better, and more spectacular in Dubai. In 1999, the Burj Al Arab Hotel opened. This wasn't just another luxury hotel. It was the world's tallest hotel at that time, built on an artificial island, and marketed as the world's only 7-star hotel. It featured private beaches for guests and personal helipads. Tragically, Sheikh Rashid passed away in 1990, just before seeing his ultimate vision come to life. But his son, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, inherited not just the throne, but also his father's ambitious dreams, and he was determined to take them even further. Sheikh Mohammed was inspired by Daniel Burnham, the American architect who designed modern Chicago. Burnham believed that if a city wanted to amaze the world, mediocre projects wouldn't work. Only giant, unprecedented projects could capture global attention and drive growth. With this philosophy, everything in Dubai started being built on an enormous scale. What happened next seemed to defy the laws of physics and engineering. In a desert where building even a simple structure on sand was considered nearly impossible, Dubai began constructing the world's tallest buildings. They brought the world's best architects and engineers to solve problems that had never been solved before. Entire cities were built by filling the sea with sand. Islands were created in the middle of the ocean. Something that existed only in imagination became Dubai's reality. The water problem, which had plagued the region for centuries, was solved through advanced desalination technology. Dubai now processes 128 billion gallons of water annually, turning seawater into fresh water for its growing population. But the masterstroke was yet to come. Dubai didn't just make its ports tax-free, they made the entire country tax-free for individuals and businesses. No personal income tax, no corporate tax for most businesses. This decision created a ripple effect across the globe. Wealthy individuals and major corporations started relocating their headquarters to Dubai. The city became a magnet for international business and investment. Today, Dubai is home to 3.5 million people, but only 300,000 are Emirati citizens. The rest are expatriates from around the world who have come to be part of this success story. Dubai citizenship is extremely exclusive. You can only become an Emirati citizen if your family settled there before 1925, or if you're born to Emirati parents. Recently, they've opened citizenship to select artists, scientists, doctors, and investors with exceptional achievements. But even then, voting rights aren't granted. The benefits of Dubai citizenship are extraordinary. Free education, free healthcare, housing allowances, monthly stipends, and job preferences. It's often said that an Emirati citizen becomes a millionaire simply by being born. However, Dubai's rapid transformation came with significant challenges. The majority of the construction workforce consists of migrant workers from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and the Philippines. These workers often face difficult working conditions under the kafala system, where their legal status is tied to their employers. This system has faced international criticism for creating dependency relationships that sometimes lead to exploitation. While Dubai has implemented labor reforms in recent years, the treatment of migrant workers remains an ongoing concern. The city also maintains strict social controls despite its modern appearance. Several high-profile incidents involving members of the ruling family have highlighted the tensions between Dubai's progressive economic policies and its conservative social structure. From a small fishing village in 1820 to a global metropolis in 2024, Dubai's transformation is nothing short of miraculous. In just over 60 years of focused development, it has become a city that rivals London, New York, and Tokyo in terms of global influence. The vision of Sheikh Rashid and the continued leadership of his family created something unprecedented, a city built not on natural resources, but on strategic thinking, bold decisions, and relentless execution. Today, only 1% of Dubai's GDP comes from oil. The rest comes from trade, tourism, aviation, finance, and real estate, exactly as Sheikh Rashid had envisioned decades ago. Dubai proves that with the right leadership, strategic location, and willingness to take calculated risks, it's possible to transform even the most challenging environment into a thriving metropolis. The story of Dubai continues to evolve, and as the city prepares for the post-oil future that Sheikh Rashid predicted, it stands as a testament to human ambition and the power of visionary leadership. Whether Dubai can maintain its growth while addressing its social challenges remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the transformation of this desert village into a global city will remain one of history's most remarkable achievements. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about how cities and nations shaped our world. What other city's history would you like us to explore next? Let us know in the comments below.